What's up, guys? This is your boy Anvil here, and I am back with the one and only Sarah T. It's been a while. It's been a while. What's up, Sarah? How you doing?
Funny intro, insert. I'm doing really good, man. I can't complain.
If you
I'll be
guys,
cringe for a second. I'll be cringe later. I'll be cringe later.
Sarah, as you guys don't know, Sarah has been touching grass so much and has been taking W's in real life, guys. Oh my gosh, what a guy! Oh my gosh. All right. So, speaking of taking W's, we saw in the comment section of one of our videos where somebody was asking about common cores to use in ORAS. And we were kind of looking up the old videos on Blunder's channel, and we found that they were a little bit outdated. There are still some good cores in there, like Volturn and everything, but we want to give you some updated cores that are used in the current metagame right now. Um, so that's what the purpose of this video is. If you like it, please let us know. We'll continue it because we definitely think that this is a good idea to do, especially for the newer players that want to get accustomed to the tier. A lot of changes have happened in the last 2 years in ORAS, so yep, we just wanna let you guys know about everything, and yeah, hopefully we can see you guys use some spicy stuff, but we hope this is a good starting point. And without further ado, let us get started. So, the first core that we will be talking about today is the standard weather core with Charizard Y, sometimes, and mostly ttar and drill. So, for the guys who don't know, um, ttar drill is used very commonly as a means of speed control. For those of you who may not know what speed control is, it basically means your mon is faster than the other mon. So basically, what happens is
Well,
Tyranitar sets up a sandstorm, and then Drill, he puts on his Sonic shoes. He turns from an armadillo into Sonic in the sand. So it gets really fast. Um, Outspeeds pretty much the whole metagame unboosted. But it's very good to catch really fast mons like Mega Manectric, Meg. I'm not gonna. You can revenge kill Mega Alakazam, but Mega Alakazam can trace your Sand Rush coming in. But you
that's too
can
deep for
outs.
them. That's too deep.
Oh
Save
yeah,
that for
true,
later.
true, my bad. You outspeed everything basically, guys. Yeah, yeah. Don't
There
worry,
you go.
don't worry too much about that. So you can do that. Excadrill has a very high attack stat, so it can bonk pretty hard on the physical side. And for the things that Excadrill cannot bonk on the physical side, you usually accompany that with a special attacking mon. So usually with a weather core like Charizard, with a weather core like this, Charizard is used to bonk things on the special side. So stuff that Excadrill hates like Rotom Wash, bulky waters like Gastrodon, bulky ground like um, uh,
Just
Landorus. Yep. Um,
other drills.
Yes, true, true,
Speed
other
tag.
extra drills. Yeah, Charizard Y oftentimes walls other extra drills, which is very nice. If they're not running a rock move, so that is also pretty solid. Um, yes, and Charizard kind of nukes everything, which is really cool. Only bad thing is it's slow, and that can be compensated for with a fast mon like extra drill on sand. So this is a really nice type of synergy that works both on the physical and the special side. Another thing about this core is that Tyranitar is here to pursue trap Lotties, which in this day and age aren't used that much, but Latias,
Latios isn't used as much, I would
yeah,
say. But Latios you see.
yep,
But yeah.
yep, exactly. So Latias is used, so ttar is there to capture that or pursue that, which is good because that's like one of the few switch-ins to Charizard. Um, yeah, and I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, so Charizard is 4 times weak to rocks, so it's nice to have something like Excadrill that is able to rapid spin those away for Charizard. Um, and yeah, this isn't the only weather core that's used. Sometimes Tyranitar Excadrill is paired with something like Keldeo. Keldeo can do a similar thing to Charizard, where it can kind of nuke everything. It's a bit faster than Zard, it isn't weak to rocks. and ttar can do something similar where it can trap stuff like Slowbro and Tornadus and stuff. So still similar roles that can be performed, but this is probably we think this is just like a safe core for most people to use. A lot of people used it in the previous SPS Field 13, and if you check out our mid-season analysis, many people used Sand plus Alakazam or something like that as kind of like a catch-all to deal with HO, other types of offense, everything like that. It's a very like safe style of play to use, and it's for good reason. You have a lot of utility plus offensive potential in just these couple mons. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Anything
Can I
else?
say something also?
Yep. Yep.
What I like about Zard Y over Kelio.
Mhm.
Kelio gets the sand chip. You know? So with that you can tell if it's like specs, if it's lefties. But there is some desynergy there slightly. Another thing I like about Zard Y is that resets the sand. So sometimes some people will run like a smooth rock on Tyranitar to turn the sandstorm from 5 turns to 8. But if you're running Zard Y, you could potentially go for another item. Maybe like you want to run a Chopple, you want to run a Scarf, there's another form of speed control, Choice Banded, if you're be risky. But being able to reset the weather with another weather, really nice. And Zard Y, it's base 100, so it's not the fastest mon, but for a special wall breaker, it's pretty solid, and it pretty much gets all the coverage it needs. Flamethrower, solar beam, focus miss, and if you're get spicy, it's got some other things you could do like defog. So honestly, probably would stick to maybe spin on drill for this, I think, but it do get defog though. And yeah, all these things, all yeah, Charizard and Escudo especially, they have so much utility. And T-Wave, Stealth Rocks, either of them. Yeah. And it's funny, like typically Rotom is not really like seen as like a switch in or like a mold breaker drill, because you're running Sand Rush drill to take advantage of the the sweeping potential and revenge killing potential. Suddenly Rotom becomes an issue, which Zard Y can deal with. Also gets a Roost, so it has instant recovery, which it's 4 times weak to rocks. Kelio does not have that instant recovery. That's another thing is.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a solid core. And if you want to extend it, some other mons. Back in the day, people would run Latios with this, like a choice X Latios or Life Orb Latios. Also could be serve as a defogger, and something you could do. But you can go all in on the sand. You could do good Garchomp, which I probably wouldn't recommend personally. You can make it a Mega ttar if you want, and then make it a I don't know, Politoad. This is Swiss Swimmer, maybe, I don't know. You can get fun with it, but this is like I think the most consistent trio
Yep.
together.
Yep.
They kind of play with the rest. Oh, Tornadus, done this as well. Is Evolve turn. Rotom as well. I mean, those mods can go on anything. I'll talk about them from cores, but
Yep.
that's all I had to say about weather. Anything else come to mind, Anvil?
Um, I think it's good that you brought up possible like weaknesses to the core too. I think that's a good concept to explore too. So oftentimes with videos like this, people just give the offensive core, but they don't give the defensive backbone too. So that's also something to look out for. So as Sarah mentioned before, defensive partners, you really want to deal with opposing like water types and maybe like electric
LDO.
types too. Yeah, Keldeo basically. So sometimes these teams use like a Slowbro or Tornadus, like Sarah mentioned before, to deal with those things. Oftentimes there's also like a Medicham switch in or something like that that can uh you know not force you to sack them on every time it comes in. Um
Oh, bro, it could be slow bro again.
yeah, true.
I was pretty
Um
good with this.
I think yeah, depending on what The ttar is usually like a really flexible mon because you can either use like a utility, chop hole, or something like that. You could use scarf like Sarah mentioned, bandit like Sarah mentioned, and also the drill. So you have to watch out with what move you put on drill because sometimes it can get walled by something like thunderous. Um, and thunderous might be a little bit scary if you're not running like scarf ttar or rock slide on drill, because it can't oko the ttar with focus blast. It can hit the drill and then it can hit the zard. That's something to watch out for. I think something else to watch out for might be um Manaphy or something if it gets too out of hand. But I think Zard can deal with it to an extent. Um, but other than that, I think Excadrill outspeeds Volk after +1 Quiver Dance, right?
Sorry, what was it?
Excadrill still outspeeds Volk after a +1, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
It's like two to be max speed jolly.
Yeah, so that's really nice. That's
Timid, I mean,
also.
excuse me.
Mhm.
I said jolly, I meant timid. If your Gorgon's running jolly, it's nothing wrong.
Yeah, true, true. So that's also, yeah, that's also one of the things. Volk is a menace in the tier, so having sand in general is nice to be able to revenge kill that. But yeah, yeah, I think that's everything for this weather core at least. Um, yeah. So the next one we are gonna talk about. Sarah's gonna talk a little bit about this one. So this one is the double trap core. So yeah, maybe Sarah. I know that's one of your favorite megas right there. So
Oh yeah, it's actually yeah, it is my favorite. I love Altaria, and Altaria is a very interesting mon for us because I think it's one of the few mons that can just run like mono fairy. It's strong enough that it just kind of kill everything for the most part. But there are some things that can give it trouble. The steel types, especially Mega Scissor, this would be like a good answer to it. Escadrille, if you're running like no Earthquake, a lot of times, I attempt to do. And that's where Magnezone comes in. Magnezone can trap and kill opposing Mega Scissors. And also, it gets, it could Volt Switch, get momentum in for the other Trapper, potentially, Weavile. So sometimes maybe the opponent has like I don't know, like opposing Weavile or a Dragon type, and you haven't mega'd your Altaria yet, so then it would be weak to a Draco, for instance. It can't come in. That's where Weavile picture. Also, Weavile deals with things that would slow down Mega Altaria, like Guard Chomp, running like a tank chop set, offensive. It's a Rocky Helmet, and rough skin. Altaria does, even though it can deal with it, it doesn't really like to touch that. Oh yeah, also Ferrothorns for Magzone. Sorry, that's an annoying one for Altaria. For Weavile though, basically everything that Magzone can't deal with, deal with afterwards. So that's a pretty solid core. And honestly, trapping is so good. Even if it's like a resisted pursuit, sometimes you need like just the pursuit to put something in range of something else. So you may see what looks like a weird play, like a Weavile, like pursuing a weakened Clefable on the way out. Just to guarantee that Altaria can like come in and just like Oko with like a return or something. You might see something funny like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty straightforward. You have your super strong Altaria, and then you have these two support mons. I say support, but they're pretty offensive. They support it offensively, allow it to essentially sweep. So pretty straightforward core, I'd say. Really, don't know how else to explain it. Anvil, you're missing something here.
yeah, I agree with you. It's I think this is one of the few cores that is kind of very flexible in terms of what team style you want to put it on. So people, you'll see Altaria plus Zone or some other trapper on stall. You can see it on like bulky offense or just raw offense altogether, because Altaria has that nice mix of good defensive typing and offensive typing, plus utility with the heal bell and refresh, plus sweeping potential with Dragon Dance. So it's one of those very unique mons that can kind of do a lot of roles in one. Um, and Magnezone, I mean, ever since it came out, it's also always been pretty solid, especially with like Drag Mag and that stuff in Gen 5. Um, I think this core in particular is very good in the current metagame because it kind of deals with a lot of the crazy stuff on HO. So annoying things like Manaphy is usually revenge killed by Zone and Weavile that kind of outspeed it. Superior and Landorus do not like Weavile either, so that's also pretty solid. Um, Altaria is really nice to deal with like Dragon Dance, D Knight, and that sort of stuff, which is also pretty solid. Weavile is also pretty good for Thunderous. Magnezone is also pretty good for Thunderous. Yeah, a lot of Mons don't like dealing with Magnezone plus Weavile, and Altaria is just there to clean up usually. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
I just saw something else.
Hmm.
Oh, there actually is an advantage for Altaria. It's in its base form. Defensively, it's a flying type, and both Weavile and Magnezone, they don't really like Earthquake. Like Magnezone's quite weak to Earthquake. Weavile is not weak to Earthquake, but it's pretty frail on the physical side. So it really don't want to take any physical moves to begin with. And even if they die, even if like Weavile is killed or Magnezone's killed by like, let's say like a Scarf Excadrill, and you can go in with your Altaria and Dragon Dance, and yeah. So even if they get sacked, you can serve as a set of opportunity for Altaria.
True.
And I think that's something that maybe some younger players, I don't say they don't understand, but something that they may not think about. How like sometimes like a well-timed sack can lead to like it could be like the best type of pivot, or the best type of momentum, because they're stuck with a move, have to switch out. It gives you an opportunity to either attack or and could just win like that. That's bad. So also the natural cure on Altaria is nice as well. If you're predicting like a or trying to scout, Rotom has like T Wave or something or Trick. You got Altaria and Magnezone for that actually. Magnezone doesn't really care about Trick too much. Especially running like a Choice Scarf Magnezone with Rotom that way. Altaria, like you said, like I said, it's got natural cure, it's got boost, recovery. And if you do Mega, a lot of sets will run like Refresh or Heal Bell. It also has like team support there too. The only thing the only thing it doesn't have in Gen 6, and it really bothers me, is I wish they gave it defog.
True,
I don't
true.
understand
Yeah,
why this thing
it's
doesn't
so
get
solid.
defogged. I understand that. They gave it to it in Gen 7, but it's too late there. I mean, it's not bad in Gen 7.
Mhm.
It's not as good.
Mhm.
That's all I gotta say about final
Uh,
words. Yeah.
yeah, we stuck a slow bro in bad choice of words actually. We put Slowbro in here too, just because it can kind of do a similar thing where it can kind of sweep late game. It's more fat, so it's like it can't get crit because of shell armor and stuff. It can't like DD up and everything, but it's very annoying to deal with because a lot of the frailer stuff in the metagame can't really punch through it. For example, like Lopunny can't really do much. Um, Opposing Weavile can't do much either because it's a mega, so the Weavile can't really do a lot of damage with knockoff. I think it does 50 or something. So I mean, yeah, don't. don't quote me on it, but most of the physical attackers in the tier can't really deal with Mega Bro. Um, so if Weavile or Magnezone is able to deal with kind of the faster, more annoying offensive threats like Serperior, Thundurus, and Ferrothorn that can kind of annoy Mega Bro, in the late game, Mega Bro can kind of just win on its own. So that's always something really nice. Um, and I think so the last page we went over like defensive issues and stuff that this core may have trouble with. So maybe we can delve into that. I
Double
think
trap.
yeah, I think something that might be a little annoying.
A Fable
Yeah,
with Calm Mind and Flamethrower.
yes, yep, we're on the same wavelength.
And Moonblast, yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, even just having Moonblast could be enough, you know? You get this attack drop enough, or like get you chip down the Magnet Zone enough times, and you know, Altaria and Weavile don't really want to deal with it. Then you gotta kind of rely on hacks with like Ice Crash or whatever.
yep, I agree. And so something with Clef is you don't want to hard switch Magnezone usually into Clef because if Clef hits you with like Life Orb, Flamethrower, or some weird stuff
There's
like
so many
that,
things.
yeah,
Knock off, or like I said, the Moonblast, yeah, really annoying. It might not the KO.
um,
Yeah, that's coming in.
yeah. I also want to mention Megazam because Megazam can because of Trace. It can trace the
Oh,
Magnezone's
yeah.
Magnet Pool and then take it out with Focus Blast. Also, Alakazam outspeeds Weavile and can Focus Blast that too. It also outspeeds Altaria at +1.
+1.
So it can
Encore.
encore
Yeah.
it can encore that into Dragon Dance. But I think that happened in the SPL game between Luigi and John a couple years ago. So yeah, man, as you can see, man, Mega Zam kind of a menace behind the scenes.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Mega Alakazam is like the easiest way to break this trio. But you know, that's why it's the core and not a whole team.
yes, true.
Ideally, you have something for the rest of the team.
Yep, I think a good mon that could help patch a lot of these issues is Talonflame, because Talonflame
Like,
gives you good
yeah.
priority. It
So with
gives,
most teams.
yeah, true. Um, Talonflame is like, in my opinion, I think Talonflame is like the best answer to Clef, because like it has recovery on like Heatran and Volcanion and stuff. You can taunt Clef so you don't get like T-waved or anything like that.
You don't have an
And
item, so you don't care about knockoff.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I think
You
having
resist the main attacks it goes for, which is Moonblast and Flamethrower. Some
yeah,
sets are weird and run like Thunderbolt, but like
oh, true,
that's pretty uncommon.
true.
And I think it's bad personally.
What else? What else? Maybe a Slowbro on there. Stick a Slowbro on there just to deal with Medichams and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I think Double Trap is really reliable. In my opinion, you can kind of slap it on a lot of things. It doesn't just have to be
I think it's good.
Altaria. Um,
That's why Pursuit's not in the game anymore.
yeah. For you guys who didn't know, I have a Mega Audino team that has double trap, and it's actually pretty. You're gonna
Do you
see that
really? I
for
can't tell if you're
our 100 subscribers special. So stay
Oh
tuned.
wow,
Yeah.
nice to me. All right, guys. Wait, I think we'll end it here then, right?
Yep.
Part.
So, well,
So
this
this is
isn't the
part
end,
one.
guys. Yep, part
This will
one.
part series.
Yep. And yep, we'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoy. If you have any other suggestion, please feel free. This was pretty fun to do. And
Yep.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Go buttons, guys. Please, please.
Please, yes. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Okay.